Without talking anything unnecessary, let's talk about the different forms of government. Democracy means people hold all power, with the public having free will and the power to choose their leaders. It's a good system because it considers the people as the main power holders. However, a drawback of democracy is political instability, which can occur when a leaders constantly change or struggle for power, leading to unstable politics. In a parliamentary form of government, the prime minister holds significant power and is appointed by legislature. However, if the legislature loses confidence in him, they can remove him through a vote of no confidence. A drawback of this system is that it can lead to government instability due to opposition parties, resulting in frequent changes and uncertainty. In a presidential form of government, the president holds significant power and is head of executive branch. There are typically two branches, the legislature and the executive. This system is often found in republic and democratic states such as South Korea. A drawback is that the concentration of power in the president's hands can lead to potential abuse of authority or unchecked decision making. In a republic form of government, the state is owned and controlled by the people, often through elected representatives. While republics can be democratic or federal, potential drawbacks include corruption, abuse of power, and unequal representation. These issues can arise when elected officials prioritize personal interests over public needs or when systematic flaws hinder effective governance. In a totalitarian form of government, the state controls not only politics and economics, but also the beliefs and values of the people. A significant drawback is that it severely restricts individual freedom, often without people realizing the extent of the control. This can lead to widespread oppression and dissatisfaction among citizens. It is now happening in North Korea. Socialism is a system where the central government holds power and ensures all citizens have equal rights and access to resources. However, a problem with socialism is that it can be unfair to those who hard work, as everyone receives equal resources regardless of their efforts. For example, if a person works hard to earn money and other does not, but both receives the same amount, it can demotivate the hardworking individual. They might think, why bother working hard if I will get the same amount as someone who does not? This can lead to a lack of incentive to work hard, which is a significant challenge for socialism. Monarchy means a king holds all power, and when a king dies, his older son holds all power. There are two types of monarchy: absolute monarchy and limited monarchy. One, where the king does not have any power and all power is held by politicians or prime minister. This type of monarchy is called limited monarchy. And the other is absolute monarchy, where all power is held by the king. A drawback of monarchy is that you don't always get a stable king because power is passed down to the older son regardless of whether he is capable or not. The UK is an example of a limited monarchy, while Saudi Arabia is an example of an absolute monarchy. In a constitutional form of government, the constitution is the supreme law that outlines the framework and powers of the government. While laws can be amended, action must align with the constitution, ensuring that no one, including the government or monarchs, can act against the law. The UK is an example of constitutional monarchy where the power of the monarch is limited by the constitution or established law and conventions, preventing the absolute rules. In an autocracy, one person holds all the power and their decisions are absolute. People are expected to follow their orders without question or challenge. Historically, autocracy was common in monarchies where the king's word was a law. A significant drawback of autocracy is that it can lead to harmful decisions being imposed on the country and its people simply because the ruler's authority is unquestionable, even if their decisions are not good for nation's well-being. In an oligarchy, a small group of people hold power and control. A major drawback is that it can widen the gap between the rich and the poor, making the rich richer and the poor poorer. This can happen even in the countries with the other systems like federalism if a few powerful individuals or groups dominate decision making. In federalism, power is divided between the central government and regional or local governments. A potential drawback is that local governments may not receive sufficient resources, leading to unequal development across regions. Some areas might be left behind due to inadequate resources allocation. However, the central government aims to ensure equitable distribution of resources. Federalism is particularly beneficial for large countries with diverse regional needs. In a communist form of government, the main goal is to create a classless society where resources and properties are distributed equally among everyone. As seen in China, the authority prioritizes the collective over individual interests. However, a potential drawback is that people may feel restricted, lacking free will and individual autonomy, as the system's emphasis on equity can limit personal freedom and creativity. In an anarchism form of government, the main focus is on decentralization and the absence of central government. Instead, small, self governing communities often cooperate and support each other, while there is not a corrupt country with a pure anarchist system. Somalia had a period of statelessness and decentralized governance before 2006. A potential drawback of anarchism is that without a central authority, individuals might prioritize their own interest over the collective good, potentially leading to disorder and conflict. Thank you so much.